Hi, everyone. It's Jeffrey. As always, I'm doing live last minute without letting anyone know. That's the way I roll. All right. It's about 4 o'clock my time, a little bit after 4:07 on the 25th, and I've been wanting to do a solar eclipse video, and I have some time right now. And I'm turning off my phone before it tells me 5 minutes later that I'm live. Close all, settings, vibrate. Okay. So the message is really like ground yourself, be in the now. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of information and a lot of conflicting ideas. Hi, Stephen. It's afternoon. It's afternoon here. What time is it by you? So the message is be in the now, be in your body, ground yourself. So how do you ground yourself? You ask to ground. You sit in your heart, your feet on the floor, your feet maybe barefoot, go out into nature, eat healthy food, and say, this is grounding me to the earth. Not junk food. Fruits, vegetables, chocolate. Oh, if I tell you to eat chocolate, now you're just going to stay for the rest of the video. All right, so this is for the Solar Eclipse Video Collective. I hope to get to April readings one day soon. So let's, I was using my other, 308. Okay, so we're close. Yes, chocolate. Chocolate is originally from Mexico. So chocolate grows in the jungle. It's a weird thing. It's like this big. And then you have to cut it open, and then they would process it somehow. I mean, how they figured it out. And they would drink it as a drink. So they would mix it with water, and then they would have these like huge, really cylindrical containers, and they would pour it from a really high distance. I don't know why. Maybe it filtered it or something. And I think they mixed it with chili. Anyway, it's thousands of years old. And for a long time, it was only for the royalty, but then and it became one of the things that they traded with. It was worth a lot. And even places that are not in the jungle in Mexico, because there are so many climates here, they would import it, which is unbelievable, because like they don't have any horses or mules or anything, and they would walk, and it's all mountains. Yeah, chocolate is, well, the problem with chocolate is it's all in, they've pretty much relocated all to Africa. It's all in Ivory Coast and Ghana. And all the huge chocolate companies own it. And the problem is, if it's so concentrated in one area, if all of a sudden the soil goes bad, or there's a disease or something, or a bad storm, then the whole thing, it's putting all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. I mean, they still grow chocolate like here a little bit, but not to what it should be. I know after this, I'm going to have to go get some chocolate. Okay. So ground yourself. Like as things come in, we're going to be getting a lot of information. There's a lot of psychic information, a lot of stuff from the stars, a lot of stuff from the sun, a lot of stuff on the news. And it's like, I have to remain calm and deal with things as they are, not as you want them to be or you fantasize them to be. So for instance, I was supposed to have a guest come this morning at like 8 or 9 this morning. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. I spoke to them yesterday, and their flight was canceled. So supposedly they're going to be landing here in about 45 minutes, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get to the reading. And, my tarot books are available, Tarot Decoded, digitally. The Shadow Work Tarot Workbook is available on Amazon or on my site or digitally. Tarot classes begin again on April 16th and April 19th. One is Wednesday, one is Saturday. Okay, let's get to the reading. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. The man with the plan, right? The guy with the strategy, like holding his passion. It's like, I'm going to do something. I'm going to act on this. I'm going to act on this. I'm going to act on my passion. I'm going to act on the thing that makes me excited. And I have the Ace of Cups, so it feels like Spirit is with you. It's like, yes, this will bring you peace, will bring you comfort. Maybe it's a new thing. I mean, and here I am writing books, and, you know, who knows what else. Maybe I'll become a chocolate farmer. Probably not. It's a jungle. Not my thing. I mean, maybe to go visit. But the Ace of Cups is really lovely. Really lovely. It's overflowing. It's just overflowing. It just keeps on flowing and flowing. But then I have the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is, there's this attitude in the Four of Cups of, you know, he's sitting there with his arms crossed, and he's like, nah, I don't want it. So sometimes it depends on the next card. But so the Four of Cups cannot really go either way. I mean, all cards can go either way. The Four of Cups generally is like, I don't want it. Like someone offered you a job, it's like, no, I don't think so. I'm waiting for something better. Or it just doesn't feel right. Or I don't really want to disturb the peace. I don't really want to get up out of my position, right? So sometimes the Four of Cups is like, okay, it's good you didn't take it. You know, maybe there's something better. Because sometimes I feel with the Four of Cups is like a string attached. But on the other hand, sometimes the Four of Cups is like showing up, and it's like, there's a gift for you. Why aren't you grabbing it? So let's see what the next card is. Da 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 da. The Empress, take it. The Empress is all about abundance. The Empress is all about creativity. The Empress is all about flow and ease and creativity and ideas and pregnancy and fertility. So sometimes it's, you know, something is offered to you. It's like, well, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to challenge myself. I don't want to get out from under the tree. But if I have the Ace of Cups here and the Four of Cups, I mean the Empress here, it's like, and that's my first major. It's like, yeah, take it, invite it in, invite it in. If something's offered to you out of the blue, that like sort of it doesn't make much sense or is kind of new or maybe a little challenging, I would say take it. Okay. Yeah. But check with yourself first. Check on the inside first. This is a card of like deep self-reflection. And it, you know, it has to sit with you. It has to like be illuminated by you. It doesn't matter this one, that one, that one. This one says it'll work and that one says it won't work. It's like, it's not about that. It's like, will this work for me? Can I find the place in myself that gets lit up by this opportunity? Hi, Jan. And also, Kabadger. Is that how I say your name? I guess it's California Badger, right? I guess. Okay. Look, harmony is coming. Harmony is coming. This is also, you know what I get from this card sometimes? I'll tell you. I like to like put it as a question. Sort of like when people say, "Do you know what time it is? Do you have the time?" It's like, yeah, I do. Well, can you tell me what time it is? All right. So this is sometimes I get from this is like a contract with the divine. So maybe it's time to form a new contract with your own higher self. Maybe it's time to form a new contract with your divine masculine to your divine feminine, or maybe have them meet and coexist and cooperate and you know, don't be so separate. You know, there's because there's a certain unity in this card, but there's also a separation because it's like it's heaven and earth, right? It's man and woman, but they're on opposite sides. So I feel like it's about more about union, right? Because sometimes can actually be a card of marriage. All right. So we're getting some big cards already. La Luna. Um, this card, so a lot of people read this card very negatively. I don't. To me, this is about being enchanted. This is like a mysterious path. It's like, well, I don't really know where this is leading, but it feels right, and my intuition is leading me, and I'm going to go on this path. Even though I don't know the final destination, it's almost like that book. Remember that book, The Alchemist, that was so popular? And he goes through all these treks. And at the end of the day, the trek was really the journey itself, right? It wasn't about finding the treasure. The, the treasure was his own light. That was the treasure, right? The treasure was he was able to meet obstacles. The treasure was all the experiences he had along the way. And the moon is really about enchantment. It's and allow yourself to be enchanted by your own light. Oh, I did get it. Yay. Um, yeah, I'm loving these cards too. So what we have, where is the, I know the last eclipse was the Virgo Pisces, but I don't know where this one is. I should know, but I don't. But we have Virgo and Pisces. I always find it interesting when the opposites show up in the same reading because it feels like, yeah, there is a union, right? Because I always understand like the opposite signs as making a whole picture. I always get it like that. All right. Yes, I know, Stephen. But do you know what sign it's in? I'm going to have everyone do my research for me. I've gotten so spoiled with like AI. And I'm like, okay, what's the next move in terms of marketing? And show me how to do it. And then they do, and I just follow the directions. It's like, okay, great. Another three. This is my second three. So this card is in the dark, right? So that's the interesting part of the card. I mean, it's interesting that they're in a church. It's interesting that there are three different characters here, but it's interesting like they're building something on the same wavelength, right? But it feels like there's something. So sometimes I read that as like a subconscious thing. Like this is a weird example, but I went to my cousin's wedding a million years ago, like when I was like 18. So it's a while ago, and it was on a river. It was at their house. It was like at their country house or whatever, and it was on a river, and it was very like casual, and they started water skiing, and everyone's like, "Oh, you can't do it! You can't do it! You can't do it!" And it's like, you know what? I got up on the water skis, and I was like, really? Want all that from me? So it was like it was a skill I didn't know I had, right? And I feel like that's coming up for people. It's like, well, if you try it, oh, I can't do that. Well, if you try it and allow the abundance to come in and allow your light to lead you, right? And allow both pieces and parts of yourself to combine and allow yourself to be enchanted, then your subconscious will say, yeah, well, I know how to do this. Okay, Aries. So it's the Aries Libra axis, which interestingly, the Aries axis, Aries is really the I am energy. Aries is really powerful. It's Mars. It's it. And the glyph of Aries, of course, do I ever have paper? The glyph of Aries tells the whole story, actually. The glyph of Aries, if I could find a piece of paper that's empty. Oh, there are no empty pieces of paper. Um, you know what I need? I have everything in all these books. This is the glyph of Aries, right? It's the horns of the ram. But it's like all the energy that's up here comes together and comes to a point. Oh, God Almighty. There. And it's like that beginning, beginning. It's cardinal. It's automatic. It's beginning, and it's this energy of I am, right? And then Libra's energy is more about balancing things. So it's this relationship between oneself and the world, oneself and your relationship with others. And that's it's one of the axes of Mars and Venus, right? You know, acting and receiving, which is really kind of what this is about too. September 7th. All right. Now, hi there, Care Bear. This is what it is. Okay. So this is the 5, right? 5 is all about change, all of them. Every single 5 is like this sense of perspective, right? So if you look, I always feel like this is both pieces of ourself. And they're outside the church, they're miserable, you know. That's to be outside of spirit. That's what it symbolizes. So she's really miserable, and you know, the snow is getting, and they don't have any shoes, and you know, it just goes on and on. And he is like, look, 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 there's lights there. We can go in and get warm. And then there's part of her, I always feel this way I feel about this card. She's like, oh no, you know, they're going to want us to talk to them or something. Or the coats that they have for free are, you know, not high quality or something like that. And he's like, you know what? I'm going in. So if these are both pieces of oneself, this is about being out in the cold, but it's also about the choice to bring oneself in out from the cold. So maybe there's a piece and part of you that wants to stay outside and be miserable. And it's like, you know what? I'm leaving that piece and part of me that wants to be miserable and alone out there. And the part of me that wants help, that wants community, that wants warmth and soup and a free coat is going inside. All right. Hi, Cece. All right. Yeah. To stabilize myself, to help things grow, right? I have the knowledge of how to make things grow in the physical world, and I'm going to utilize my knowledge. But I can't do it unless I go in and ask for the help, or unless I go in and receive the help instead of going it on my own, right? Instead of going it on my own. So, for instance, you know, I want to promote my books and this and that, and I need help, right? So I was on Sheila's channel, and it really helped. I'm looking into things of how to send emails, of how to be more prominent in Amazon, and like I'm going to hire somebody to get my categories right in Amazon because they're not right now, right? And I want more traffic, so I have to like say, well, you know, here's $30 or $50 or whatever. I need help. You know, I don't know how to do it. I don't have to know how to do everything. That's, you know, reality. That's reality, which is fine. I don't need to know how to do everything. Ah, look, the Ace of Swords, a new idea. You know, the way I understand the Ace of Swords, you know, aces are all about beginnings, and swords are all about thought, messages, ideas, perspective. It's mental. So I start with the heart, but then from my heart, I go into my head. And the way I understand the Ace of Swords is like it comes out of the sheath and it's so bright. It's like a magic trick. It's so bright, it shines and it illuminates. And it's almost like watching an old fashioned magic show. And all of a sudden, the assistant is gone. There's a poof of smoke and there's a tiger there. It's like, where'd she go? It's like, it doesn't really matter where she went because, you know, by act 2, she'll come back. If you sawed her in half, you know, she's still, all of a sudden, she's together. But, you know, the reality is there's a tiger on stage, probably a holographic one these days, but, you know, it's a tiger nonetheless. And that's the thing with the Ace of Swords because it cuts both ways. That's the funny thing about swords. It does both, right? It reveals, but it cuts at the same time. And so that's what the Ace of Swords is doing. It's like, I'm cutting out the old and I'm bringing in this new flash of inspiration, this new flash of understanding, this new message, this new idea, this new brainstorm, this new clarity. Well, I have a 5 life path, so I'm always maybe I'll change my name. All right. Yeah. So you get this new idea and then you sit with it. Here's another 5. You sit with it. You meditate on it. You seek solace in it. You stabilize for your thought, for the swords. And as you sit and stabilize, he looks like he's dead, but he's not. He's just resting, you know, because if he were dead, he wouldn't be able to sit like this, be sitting like that. And so I'm sitting and I'm letting spirit, you know, shine its light on me to be illuminated, maybe from the inside out, so that I know where to go next. Okay, I have room for 3 more. Let's see. Oh, did I undo myself? Okay. Okay, we're going to do 3 more, but I'm going to put them on this side because I should have done 4 across. Stability. So we have a 4 and another 4 and another 4. 4s, numbers are really important. You'll see it when if you take a class. Numbers are super important. So if you get stuck on a card, well, what's the number? What's the number? What's talking to me here? 4 is really the earth plane. It's a cube. It's a square. There's a certain limitation to it, but there's a certain solidness to it. It's all about practicality. It's all about being solid. It's all about the earth plane. Being here in your body, in your life, not way out in there and not in the past, not in the future, here, now. Yo. And you know, and then you run with the idea. Then you run with the idea. And the Queen of Timing, we love her. I love her. Love her. For me, the Queen of Wands is the Queen of Timing. She's got her passion in her hand. She's got the fertility and the creativity before her. But she's got that magic black cat. And cats do not waste their time. Cats are really, really efficient hunters. They're magic, right? But cats, all cats, I talk about this all the time, whether it's a house cat or a lion or a jaguar or a puma, it's like, I'm going to get as close to my prey as I possibly can, and I am not going to waste my pounce until the right opportunity comes. So the Queen of Timing is here with you. The Empress is here with you. The King of Pentacles, who knows how to make things grow in the physical world, is here with you, with us. And that was magic. And third ace. Wow. Wow. Aces are really powerful. Aces, so I have 3 aces and 3 4s. Aces are beginnings. Aces are newness. The thing about aces, too, is it's this weird hand floating around. All of them. It's these weird hands floating around from the clouds, right? And it's almost like you're walking down the street and like a sack of money hits you on the head, or you're walking down the street, or you're minding your own business, and the phone says, "Hey, listen, I don't know if you're interested, but you know, somebody I know is looking for somebody to work for them, and you have all the qualifications, and it's like around the corner from your house, and they pay a lot of money." Like, what? Like that's what aces are to me. It's almost it's like your light and your higher self and your soul and your angels saying, here you go. This is what you wanted, right? Here you go. Here you go. It's a little bit like that. And aces are beginnings, and it's a one, and it's unity, and it's leadership, and it's taking hold of it. And I have three fours, which is really about being practical about it, being solid about it. So this is really a good reading. Holy moly. Exactly. Hi, Barbara. I like to move past the five, yeah. Well, we all have the path that we have, not for no reason, right? We all have the path that we have, not for no reason. Sometimes it's like, well, I don't really understand why I have this. And it's like, it's the gift that you were given. And, it's the gift and the obstacle are one and the same, you know, the challenge and the relishness, no, bad word, relishment, I don't know. uh, I'm losing my English. I'm in the middle of sentences here. I don't know the Spanish word, but I don't know the English word either. Good thing I read Tarot. um, eh, the universe is super efficient. We all come in with the gifts and the challenges that we're supposed to come in with so that we can grow through them individually. You know, I think that's really the way it goes. That's really the way it goes. Oh, everyone knows their numbers. So I forget all of them. I know my life path is a 5. My birth date is a 1. And what's my name? I can't remember. Because the thing is, you have to use, I have to put in my middle name, which I never use. Never. I don't sign anything with it. I don't even think it's on my social security card. But yeah, you're supposed to use it when you do the numerology. So I use my middle name, which I'm not going to tell you. It's Eloise. When you go to Starbucks, and it's the same thing here with the other coffee places. ¿Qué es tu nombre? And I always come like Victoria, Eloisa, Elena, Dolores. Because there's no one else named that. And, then I'll hear my order instead of, es más interesante, ¿sí? Anyway. So this is a really good reading. I have a lot of new beginnings, and it's interesting because remember at the beginning of the reading we had the Four of Cups, and he's like sitting there like, yeah, yeah, it's not, yeah. Because like the Four of Cups can be like the spoiled child. The Four of Cups sometimes is like, let's say there's a little kid, and the kid says, oh, I want a bicycle, and then their birthday comes, and you get them the bicycle, and they're like, oh, it's the wrong color. It wasn't the one I wanted. It doesn't have the right kind of seat, and where are the streamers, and I need a bell. And it's like, shut up. Shut up. I'll take the bike back. You can walk. You know? That's what sometimes the Four of Cups is. It's like, sometimes the Four of Cups comes in, and it's like, you did the right thing by not taking that job, by not taking that offer. Sometimes it's like that. But I have 3 aces, beginnings. And, it's like, it's being offered, it's being, um, allow it. And the way to allow it is to really be in yourself, in the moment, in the now, in your body, in the grounding, you know, and say, thank you. Thank you. Maybe it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but it's an opportunity. It's a beginning. Oh, well, I want a car. Like, okay, and then you get a car. It's like, well, it's not the right kind of car. I wanted it to be this color, and I wanted this many miles. Just shut up. Just shut up. It's like a gift comes, and you know, we get all weird. And, you know, I went to San Miguel Allende this past weekend, and I stayed at a place, and it was nice. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it was nice, you know, and it was free. It was free parking, and it was near the center of the city because we could walk. And there was free breakfast, and the breakfast was really good. And, you know, there were no hooks in the room, so like there was nowhere to put the towel. There was no hook in the bathroom. There was no hooks. And you know, you read these reviews, and people are like, well, it's like, what the hell happened to people? I went to this restaurant, it was good, but you know, the waiter didn't kowtow to my every single need and be a mind reader. It's like, get over yourself. Yeah, you know, it's like it is what it is. Deal with it as it is, and be grateful. I mean, that's really. So you know, I'm going to write a review, and I'm not going to write anything bad. You know, I'm not going. I'm going to write. It was a lovely place, and it was a lovely stay, and I'm grateful for the parking. The bed was a little soft, and you know, oh, you know, it served my purpose, and it was pleasant. Was it 1,000%? Oh my God, it was the best place I ever stayed in my whole life. No, it was nice. And you know, the thing is too with these reviews, like you could destroy someone's business with a bad review. So if they were like more than an 8, leave them the freaking 10, in my opinion. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, the numbers are really super important. They're really super important. A lot of people don't concentrate on it, but I find them really, really important. And it can give you like the flavor of the reading, right? So the flavor of this reading is new beginnings, but being stable and practical at the same time. That's the flavor of it, right? Not, you know, that's the flavor of it. And I have one king, I have one queen. Okay. I have one knight. So none of the other ones are really, I have 2 knights. Okay. But, you know, then I have a 3, then I have a 9, then I have another 3. It's not, it's 4s and aces, 3 of each. And usually for me, the way I read, you know, and usually if I put down 8 or 12 cards, say, is there 3 or more of a number? Is there 3 or more of a number? Because you know you want to put things together. You want to put things together. You know, how does this? What's the flavor? You know, what's the main ingredient? What's um, it's like, oh, I really love the sauce. It's like, is it chicken? Is it pork? Is it beef? Is it fish? Right? That's right. And then we could talk about the sauce. Yeah, 444 is really, really powerful. I see a lot of angel numbers. I see a lot of angel numbers, a lot of times more than once a day. And I get 111, I get 222, I get 333, I get 4. I don't really get 666 too often. I don't get 777 too often. And I don't think I've ever gotten a 999. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Jen. I'm so glad. All right, let me show you everything. And then we have a few minutes, so maybe we can do something special. I don't know. I wish you could all send me chocolate, or I could send you chocolate through this thing, right? All right, I'll be right back. Be right back. I'm still here. All right, take the passion in hand. You're being supported with love and spirit. The opportunity is here. I'm going to read it this way. That can make you really safe and comfortable. Um, Fertility is here. Your light is guiding you toward harmony. Run with it. Run with this new idea toward what enchants you, whether it's unconscious or subconscious, and there's community. The community will show up. Bring yourself in out from the cold. This is the right time to begin growing things that are new because it's what you've seen in your mind's eye. And, you know, it's the springtime. It's the springtime. Plant that rod. Sounds like porno. Yeah. It's time. It's time. So that is my little thing. All right. So let me see if I have any messages from my guests, which I don't, because people think like being an Airbnb host, you just sit around and collect money. It's like, it's so not that. No one's ever on time. It's so rare that I have somebody who actually shows up on time. It's so rare. And in New York, so I lived in Midtown Manhattan, and most people would go to Kennedy, and it's an hour by train. But you have to go through customs first. Oh, well, I'm getting off the plane at 4 o'clock, and I'll be to you by 4:30. It's like more like 7. Yeah, 7, I would imagine. Anyway, let's do some personal readings. I can do 3-card readings for people if you have questions. And if nobody chimes in, then it's time for Jeffrey to. I have to do my hair before my guests show up. I've got to do my hair before my guests show up. I have some iced tea, but you know what? I have to say that these people, like they were supposed to come, they wanted to come early. And I was fine with that because I didn't have it, you know, I'd rather they come early because then I'm done. Here are the keys. I give them a little show around. And sometimes I take them a little bit around the neighborhood, you know. And, but then they contacted me this morning saying, oh, you know, our flight was canceled, da, da, da. So at least they're doing that because some people don't. And then I have no idea. Anyway, so if anyone has any personal questions, I am here for a little while longer to answer them. Please put them in caps. That really helps. And I'm very grateful that all of you are here. I really am. And I don't know if the solar eclipse is going to be visible. Oh, it's 444. It's 444, by the way. I told you it was 4. I told you it was a 4. So ask the questions. Or if you have questions about the book or questions about the class, don't ask me my middle name. Eloisa. You know, in Mexico, everybody has like 1,000 names. Like they have the first name, then they have the second name, then they have the mother's maiden name and the father's given name, and sometimes there's another name. Like, oh my God. And sometimes they're like, oh, you don't have a middle name? Like, no, I don't want one. When my father went into the army, they asked him his middle name, and he said none, and they put none on the dog tag. Yeah, confirmation name. Yeah, exactly, Care Bear. Or a general idea. Some people just like they don't contact you at all. It's like, I'll be there between 3 and 6. Okay, you know, it's not really a hotel. I mean, you know, and I like the way this building works. You can't. It's not like a lockbox. You know, I don't live in that kind of neighborhood. A lockbox. Yeah. All right. So doesn't anyone have any questions? You could ask a general question. Por favor. Because you know I'm not going to start reading on politics, that's for sure. It's very disturbing, but we have to remain calm and take it as it comes and live in the reality and deal with the reality as it is. not with what I want it to be or what I think it is, or la la la. It's like, no, stay stable, stay solid. What is in front of me? What is it that I have to deal with in a practical, stable manner? So doesn't anyone have any questions for me? Ay, Dios mío. Nada? Nada, amigos? Okay. Well, if no one has any questions, then hi, Mary. Thanks for saying hello. Mary, you could watch the, what do you call it? Feedback or whatever you call it. Replay. The replay. Okay. Well, if no one, well, who's your favorite angel? What angel do you want to connect with? Ah, what angel do you want to connect with? It's like, okay, I get quiet. So this is what I do in the morning. You know, I wake up, I go upstairs, my coffee, my cigarette's burning, that's my incense. That's not spiritual. Whatever. So my cigarette's burning, that's my incense, I'm drinking my coffee. And I write, what does my soul have to tell me today? And that's how I get the message of the day. So you could begin with, what angel do I want to connect with? Or what angel is trying to send me a message? What is the message from the angels? What is the message from the angels today? And you know, you might not get anything. So write down what you think you want to hear. Write down what you feel you want to hear. Start writing that down. I love you, you're beautiful. You know, if it comes in like that, then it's an angel, right? If it comes in like, you know, looks like good today, like that ain't an angel. And you continue to do that, and eventually something just sort of opens up, and all of a sudden something happens. Something just happens. You know, you start to get a feeling, you start to get a sense, or you hear something, or you feel something, or you smell something. And, you know, you just keep on. It's like, well, I don't think it's going to work. It doesn't really matter whether you think it's going to work. It will work. And it's going to happen when it happens. But if you sit and you show up every day on the page, or you show up in your heart every day and say, okay, I am willing to receive a message from the highest light, from angels, from guides, from my benefic ancestors. I am willing to, and I protect myself in a bowl of light so that only that energy can come in. I call on the purple fire, the violet fire of transmutation, right, to protect yourself. And then see what happens. Yeah, it might take a week or two or three, but you just keep on showing up. And eventually it just starts coming. I mean, that's the way it's worked for me. I mean, that's why I go and listen to the trees. They got plenty to say. Yeah, well, you can have some chocolate as you're working hard, Care Bear. You can have some chocolate. Sometimes I think we take ourselves too seriously, and you know, it's I feel like we need to treat ourselves like we're little children sometimes. And they, you know, you did a good job, even if you didn't get the A, you did a good job. You tried to hit the ball or whatever it is, and it's like, let's go have some chocolate. Let's have a cookie. Let's go take a walk around the block. You know, kids are super happy with anything, and it's like, well, treat yourself like I'm gonna treat myself to a walk around the block. I'm going to treat myself to a little piece of chocolate. I'm going to treat myself to my favorite tea, or I'm going to treat myself and buy myself a flower. You know, take a bath, whatever. You know, it's like, okay, I'm working hard and I want a little reward for it. Doesn't have to be, well, I worked really hard today, so I'm going to like mortgage the house and buy that car. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm going to go on a world cruise, even though I haven't, even though I don't have a job. Like, maybe not. Sure, whatever it takes. But I think there's something to do. There's something really grounding to do something special for yourself in the physical world. Eat your favorite fruit, or a piece of chocolate, or take a nap, or put on your favorite outfit. Put on your favorite outfit, or something really simple that says, "I honor you and I love you." You know, even if I don't feel like it, even if I think it's ridiculous. Who cares if it feels ridiculous? Who cares? We have to act our way into it, because like this keeps on saying, and this one says, the heart, yeah, I want more. Yes. It's like being a little kid at a birthday party and like keep on getting gifts, and then some surprise person shows up with like this really cool gift. What kind of cake do you want for your birthday? Well, I don't know, Mommy. I kind of want the fruit cake, but I also want the chocolate cake, and then, buy both. Buy both with cookies and ice cream. We're having an ice cream cake with ice cream on top, you know. So does anyone have any questions? Because otherwise Mr. Jeffrey's going to go, because I can keep on chattering about forever. And I don't really want to chatter about forever. It's not... I like, the reason I do YouTube is to try to spread hope and love and kindness, and that's really why I'm here. Oh, I'm quite sure they are. Oh, hi, buddy. Finally a question. I'm moving. You are. Yes, you really are. In a very big way. I was getting a feeling as I was asking, I was like, are you moving to a place that's more like, I don't know, efficient, compact or something? And this is what I got. I got 3 really good cards. I got the card of joy. This is the card of joy. This is the 3 graces coming and blessing you. This is about community, about people being on the same page from their heart and celebrating that. This is the card of joy and celebrate. The card of joy. Out of the 78 cards, this is the card of joy. Okay. This could also mean people helping you move, which is very joyful. And then I get the 2 of Cups. So are you moving near or with somebody that you really love? And it doesn't have to be romantic love. It could be like a deep friendship. It could be, this is like a true heartfelt connection. It's a true heartfelt connection where they're both on the same page. It's like, I'm offering you kindness and you're offering me kindness in return. And interestingly, the male aspect, right? So the male aspect is the one who takes the action toward, and he's reaching his hand. It's very hard. It's backwards. I don't know how to do it. His hand is reaching out to touch. So it's like, I'm inviting you in. I want to be closer to you. And the other thing is that we have the caduceus, which is a sign of healing. So, I mean, this is really lovely. So we get this joy community and then a real heartfelt connection. And then the card of harmony, the light of heaven. This is really nice. This is really, really nice, buddy. This is really nice. These are really full of light and full of optimism and community and heartfelt connection. And I have Uriel. This is Uriel on top. So Uriel is actually the one who's most connected to Earth. But Uriel means the light of the Lord. This is like the light of heaven shining upon you. Uriel is super powerful. So I get a very big C. Yes. You're going to have help. You're going to go to a place that you're going to feel loved. So I hope I'm completely spot on that one. Ah, there's going to be a healing going on. I think that if there's, I think that there's help there. And then I feel like there might be this healing going on between you and your mother that might be really beautiful for you and for her. And I think it's going to be very, very healing. It feels very healing because this is really a card of healing. And this, all the cards have a lot of different meanings, but this is about duality. This is about a contract. This is about love. It's also, the light of heaven coming down. And it's this energy of like the Garden of Eden, like all is tranquil, all is well, all is in its place. There's a sense of harmony. Really, really lovely. Really lovely. Hmm. I was able to really be there for my mother. My mother's been dead a long time, 35 years. Yeah, this year will be 35 years. And I was really able to be there for her and really deal with the situations as they were. My sister was very calm. She didn't know how to deal with it. I mean, we were both really young. My sister was more busy with like, oh, this doctor said that, and that doctor, and it was so obvious that she was close to the end. It was so obvious, and that was the reality I came in with. So it's like, what do you want, right? My sister was like, oh, is she smoking? My mother had a brain tumor, so she couldn't remember anything, and it happened like that. So she had cigarettes lit all over the house. They were like burning ashtrays all over there because she would forget. She's like, oh, well, she can't smoke. It's like, she's got like a month to live, and you're going to tell her she can't smoke? Really? And I made her like whatever she wanted to eat, like whatever you want. Oh, well, my diet and the calories. It's like, you want French toast with French toast side with ice cream in between? Sure. How many flavors do you want? And I was really able to be there for her. And it helped me a lot. It really did. And she's with me all the time anyway. I mean, she's almost more, we get along better now, actually. But it was very healing for me and for her, for me to be able to be there. Oh, don't be sorry, Miss Orchid. I couldn't figure out what to wear. You're forgiven. And your name is Miss Orchid, so if you just put a flower in your hair, it doesn't really matter. No one's going to notice that it's just a house dress. So, oh, and Miss Orchid, I saw that you said something you didn't understand on Sheila's station. The reason that Sheila was talking about Nancy Jean is because Nancy Jean and I give the tarot class together, which is really powerful because between the two of us, we've been reading tarot. And it's like 80 freaking years, right? She's been reading since she's 12, and I've been reading really since before I'm 30, but I don't really know exactly when. So that's 30 years. You know, and we had like different takes, and it's really interesting to see two different perspectives. And I read only up to right side up, and she reads both ways. And it's a really interesting dynamic, and we've been doing it together. This will be our fifth or sixth time doing it, so we're offering it again starting April 16th, which is a Wednesday, and then another session. It's the same class on Saturday at 3 Central, because some people want weekends, but meanwhile everyone so far has just signed up for the Wednesday. So that's why we mentioned Nancy. And then the thing is, it's like I can't take the money on my site. She take the money on her site, and then we have too many people or whatever. So all the money is going on her site, and then it's easier because otherwise it just gets, And then I'm contacting people. She's contacting people. It's like it's a mess. So she takes care of all that back end stuff. God bless. And I don't stop talking. That's my job. I know. I have so many plants, Miss Orchid. You have no idea. You have no idea. And some of them are not doing so well. But like the weather here is so like now it might rain tonight, but we're really in the dry season. So basically, from the end of October through the end of May, it doesn't rain a freaking drop. Like not a drop, but it has been. It's kind of weird. So I need things that can like handle that, right? Because then come the other time, it rains every day. But it rains for like 2 hours every day. It's like the end of the world rain, like the end of the world. Like the raindrops are like this big. And then it's 2 hours, and it's thunder and lightning and drama and hail, and then it's over and it's done. But actually, I like the rainy season better because you can breathe better because it cleans the air because it's really polluted here. So that's the story. That's the story. And I have a lot of succulents, and I have certain flowered plants that can take anything. Like you get too much water, fine. Not enough water, fine. I have like those kind of flower plant, but I need more. I want more. And I only at this point buy succulents that are really weird, like the ones that you never see. Don't be sorry. Don't worry about it. Nice, Jen. I love plant. And when I had the fire, one of the most upsetting, it was really the thing that I think upset me the most, actually. I had so many plants in my kitchen, and the kitchen was the room that really got it. Like they singed them. Singed. I had an elephant foot, which I have one upstairs, which is really big. It's like one of the biggest plants up there. My oldest plant here. And I had an aloe vera, and I had a Christmas cactus. So the aloe vera and the Christmas cactus were probably, I had them for 25 years. And that was so upsetting. That was really, really upsetting because they're my children. Anyway, I have plants now, and they're happy, and some are not so happy. But I learn as I go. It's its own world, taking care of plants. It really is. And I used to have orchids in New York too, because I faced east, and they really loved it, and they're really easy. Actually, people are like, oh, orchids are so difficult. They were really easy, and they kept on growing. And I got them at IKEA, and they were doing great. And I would get them to rebloom and everything. But here, it's just I don't really have the right light. It's just too strong, because they like to be in the canopy, and I'm really like I'm in full sun, and I have like a tent, but the way the sun moves, it's like it's still going to get quite a bit of sun, so it's not the right. And they like humidity, and it ain't humid here at all. If I wash a t-shirt and then I dry it on the roof, within less than an hour. It's completely dry. And it was soaking wet. So it's really not humid here. You know what, Jen? You know, we move on. Things. Oh, that's nice that you name them. Yeah, I talk to them. And the little message that I have when I go up is you grow as I grow, and I grow as you grow. And then I do go around and bless them, and and I make sure not to leave any out. I don't want them to like start competing. And I'm like, I love you, and I bless you, and I love you, and I bless you. And sometimes I do it from my heart. I call in the energy, right? I call in the light of my soul, and I come into my heart, and I do that. That's a really good way to send a blessing. You do it like so, right? So you like this. You bring it in like this. It's a really good way to send a blessing. And I did it actually. We went to San Miguel Allende, and then I got to go because it's been an hour. But we went to San Miguel Allende, and the church there was the most beautiful church I've ever been in my life. It's like pink stone. It was really fantastic. It's a town in another state, and they were getting married. People getting married, and everyone's like, "Oh well, this is the place to come and see." And it's like they're getting married. Like let them be. So we're standing in the back of the church, and people still taking pictures. I'm like, I didn't take any pictures. It's like it's their marriage. And what I did was I blessed their marriage. It's like I bless you. And then we left. Well, I have to have a picture because I'm so freaking important, and I have to put on Instagram. People, look at me. I could go deep Brooklyn on that, but I'm not gonna. Oh, they're Latin names. Oh, muy complicado. Some of the, you know what they call, spider plants here? Mala madre, bad mother. Mala madre. But elephant foot is pie de elefante, and what are the Christmas plants called? Poinsettia, whatever, poinsettia. Those are called Noche Buena, which is like good evening. Yeah. And there's another, and then there's I have no idea. I can't remember it all. But for the marigolds, because marigolds are really, really significant here, because it's one of the flowers of the dead. There's an indigenous word for them, but I can't remember what it is. And then for sunflower, I don't remember how to say it, but it means facing the sun. Sunflower is facing the sun, or face of the sun, or something like that. So interesting, right? Anyway, it's time to go. I have 2 books available for purchase. One of them is digital, that's Tarot Decoded, where I give symbolism and keywords, a description of the card, and then my own personal description of the card. I go through all 78 cards. That's available on my website. It's called Tarot Decoded. And then the other book, the Shadow Work Tarot Workbook, is available on Amazon, on my website, either digital or in print. So that one I offer 3 different ways, and I'm going to get the other one up on Amazon, but it could take a week. And that's that. And the Tarot classes begin the 16th of April, which is a Wednesday, or the 19th of April, which is a Saturday. Girasol, sí, gracias. Girasol, gracias. And Jen, what's the name of the marigolds? Because it's like really big on Dia de los Muertos, and they have the I don't even know they have every freaking color here. And I was able to make them grow for a little bit, but I want to get some zinnias, because zinnias are native to Mexico, and it's like, zinnias, you could put out in the desert, they'll grow, or you could put it in a jungle and they'll grow. Like zinnias are like unkillable, and they're beautiful, and they're happy. They're like happy little flowers. But what's the name, Jen, of the I don't know what the hell. I really have no idea. Something with an H. All right, the marigolds. Calendula? No, ese es muy indígena. No, it's something else. It's something else. Maybe in Mexico City because it's Nahuatl. See, say it's Nahuatl aquí. Nahuatl is one of the indigenous languages in the Aztecs. They were part of that tribe, and so that word is used a lot. Pero calendula también es bonita. Okay, it's time for me to go. It's 1:05. Thanks for joining me. I will try to get to April readings. I still have to send the email to join the class, and I'm doing stuff on Amazon, and I could basically get one task accomplished every day because it's so confusing with the technology. I need instructions every single moment. But you know what? I'm getting through it. I'm getting through it, slowly, haphazardly, but I'm getting through it. So that's all that really matters. And thank you, Seascape. Thank you, Seascape. Um, Simpas, oh, Jesus. Simpasuchil. Simpasuchil, ¿es correcto? Simpasuchil. Simpasuchil, tal vez. Is the pronunciation right? I tell everyone I have Aztec blood. And that's why my eyes are green, because I eat a lot of nopales and aguacates. And some of them, they think you're being serious. They go, oh, verdad? I was like, oh, sí. Okay. Okay, blessings, blessings. I gotta go. Thanks all for showing up. And I'll see you all soon. Blessings. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Simpasuchel. Bueno, I'll keep on practicing. Bye.